Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking about stacking Kohl's discounts to shop for items specifically to flip on Amazon FBA. Today is Wednesday, June 26, 2019, and I have to say that Kohl's is by far the most complicated place to shop at. They have two different rewards programs. They have a credit card, they have discounts upon discounts. Some of them stack, some of them don't. In the end, it is very difficult when you're just getting started to learn about all of the ways you can save at Kohl's. So I'm hoping this video gives you some insight, and I'm thinking I covered everything out there, but if I've missed something, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below so that we can all learn from you. Alright, let's get started on what this video is going to entail. In this video, we're going to talk about clearance, coupons, reseller permits, credit cards, discounted gift cards, Kohls Cash, and yes to you, rewards. So you can see here that there is a lot to go over. But first, I thought we'd go over the apps that I run when I get into the store. So first up, I automatically connect to the Kohl's Wi-Fi guest, and that helps the apps run a little bit better. You do get a perk. You get some sort of bonus for logging in with the yes to you rewards. We'll go over that later, but I always log into their Wi-Fi. Then I'm going to make sure I run a few apps here. One is the Kohl's app. This is great. You can find your coupons here. You can load up your cash here, your discount codes, etc. You can also scan items with that. Then next up, I always run the Amazon Seller app and Scoutify. These are my two scanning apps. Scoutify is great. You get it with Inventory Lab. It allows me to scan the items and put them straight into a buy list, which looks like this right here. We'll talk about that in a second. But I am always using this app. This is great for clothes. It just works really great for clothes. And, you know, I like to add in my stuff as we go. We'll talk about that more later. And then the Amazon Seller app, if you have any questions about things, whether you're gated or not, this is a good place to make sure that you can sell the product with your account. So you'll want to check to make sure that you have that ability. You can check it with Scoutify, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's good to double check with the Amazon Seller app as well. Also, I prefer Amazon Seller app when doing keyword searches too. So if things aren't coming up with a barcode scan, sometimes you want to do a keyword search, and I like the format the Amazon Seller app does. That's my personal preference. Raise is for your discounted gift cards, and that's where I purchase my gift cards ahead of time, and I stack them up here. So when I go to check out, I will be using the Raise app. Then this is the buy list, what the buy list looks like. So as I'm going through, if I need to make a new buy list, I will go ahead and create a new buy list and get things ready to go, because if you don't and you start adding to an old buy list, it's kind of a pain in the butt to go in and rescan everything to a new buy list. But that's just how I set my shopping up so that I am ready to go and rock and roll. When I am sourcing for Amazon FBA, I am mainly looking at the clearance section. I really don't find anything at full price or even on sale that I'm going to make enough money off of to warrant buying it. Usually my clearance items need to be at the 70, 80, 90% range to find something decent enough to sell. Okay, so when you're starting to learn any store, and this is my go-to for any store, how I do it, how I recommend doing it, is to learn each department by going to the clearance section and scanning everything. Then you will get a feel for what's gated, restricted, what sells, what doesn't sell. And you can also do this on their website before going into a store. You can just go to the Kohl's website, start looking at, you know, the bra section, the women's section, the kids section, the workout section, plugging that stuff into your Amazon Seller app and seeing, you know, what can I sell, what can't I sell. If you have problems with phone and reception, etc., you may want to create a brand list on what to look out for. Same if you are starting to hire personal shoppers or something. You may want to say, hey, I'm looking for these specific brands. I do not want any of these other brands, and that will help them narrow their search down and you know, be more efficient. So I know for myself, like jeans, I am always looking for Lee jeans and Gloria Vanderbilt. However, I am gated in Dockers, so I'm never never going to sell Dockers until I'm ungated. So those are just things for me. Make a list of brands to look out for. We talked about that. And then watch out for damaged items. So while I'm in the clearance section, I have found things with holes. I have found shirts with makeup stains on them. I have found the tags missing. And then a common one is a 2-piece set with only 1 piece there. So those are my kind of my 3 watch out things for in the clearance section. Kohl's coupons is the most confusing program ever, and I gave you the timestamp at the beginning of this video because I'm sure it's going to change over time as well. So the best website that I have ever found for Kohl's everything information is this right here. And you're going to have to, I'll put it in the description down below so you can have a direct link. But this website gives you all of the nitty-gritty. When things start, when things get cut off, down to the exact hour, what can be included, what can't be included, links to all of the exclusions, etc. So I have this on my phone on a web page all the time. So that's something that I always keep on backup as well. I also have it bookmarked on my computer, so when I'm going to add deals and stuff, they give you up to the month deals and what's coming up, so you can go ahead and enter those promo codes. So I highly suggest this website. Go ahead and link it, get yourself familiar with it, read through it. I did print it out one day and thought about just printing it out into this video for you guys, but it was 17 pages long. So I'm just doing the video as the highlight, and most of the information I'm pulling from Kohl's website and from this website right there. Okay, so Kohl's coupons. Kohl's allows you to use up to 4 promo coupons per purchase, 2 on your mobile and 2 kiosk purchases. Of these, 1 may be a $1 off purchase code, such as a 10 off 50, and 1 may be a % off total code, such as a 30 off purchase, etc. Now, this is how they calculate their discounts in the following order. The first thing they do is department-specific codes. So if you have a $10 off $40 in shoes, they're going to do that first. 20% off baby, they're going to do that one first. Then comes the $1 off purchases. So if you have a 10 off 50, your Kohls Cash, and your Yes to You rewards. Then they will take the total % off. So if you have a 20% off or a 30% off purchase, that's when that applies. That applies last. So that is confusing, and it's hard to really calculate how much you're going to get off if you're just trying to tally up 50 items in your head, give or take. It's very difficult to come up with an exact of what your end amount is going to be. You can always look at your Kohl's receipts, and it will break down exactly how much you paid for each item, and then you will, at the end, you'll have to factor in the tax. All right, exclusions. This one, they have a lot of exclusions for their coupons and rewards and stuff. And this is just copied it from the Kohl's website. There's a lot here. So what I did when I was scanning at Kohl's and looking at things I sell, I went through and kind of just circled the ones that really apply to me. And that is Columbia Wear, Adidas, Nike, and Under Armour. I am ungated for all of those 4. That's the ones that I look at Kohl's the most that are affected by these exclusions. Some of the things that are not on here is the Lee Jeans, Gloria Vanderbilt, Carter's. So you want to look at these exclusions and kind of get yourself familiar with what's on here and what's not. And this is just for the promotional offers. I don't do sunglasses from Kohl's. They don't come with the case and stuff, so I don't ever do sunglasses. I don't do a whole lot of sports things. Sometimes I will do like Seahawks stuff, but I rarely find it. And then some other things like consumables. I don't do a lot of consumables from Kohl's. Maybe you could find some good things with Ghirardelli or Godiva chocolates, but it is summer. I'm not even looking for that this time of year. Starbucks could be another one that might be potentially a good item. But Starbucks is one of those, they've cracked down on reselling the Starbucks stuff, so hit or miss, but Starbucks does sell over on eBay too. So anyhow, these are the list of exclusions. Be aware that your coupons are not going to work if they're in this exclusion thing. And don't ask the workers there. They don't have this memorized. They just have to scan it and then they could tell you if it's excluded or not. Or they refer you to their website. Now that you're familiar a little bit with the overall coupons, let's go ahead and walk through adding one specific coupon code to your Kohls wallet. This information right here was pulled straight off of this website. If you can't tell, I love that website. Again, the link will be down below. I highly recommend getting familiar and keeping it at your fingertips. So this information was pulled a couple weeks ago. It is June 26th. I think I pulled this about a week ago. I've been working on this slideshow for a bit. And we're going to use the Hot 20 code. But first, let's look at this. I love how it breaks it down by week. So you've got the coupon codes available from the 13th to the 16th, and then from the 20th to the 23rd. So if you're looking at your week trying to decide when to go shopping, you wouldn't want to go shopping on the 17th, 18th, 19th. Now, sometimes I have to go shopping when I have time for family reasons, but I do try to keep that into account. Okay, then we have 30% off of code if you are using the charge card. I have heard conflicting things with the charge card. I have had some people post on Facebook, etc., that they can charge as little as $1 on their Kohls charge card and get the 30% off their whole order. And I've had others say no, their cashiers say they have to do the whole thing in order to get the 30% off. So I'm not sure which exactly is right. I don't have a Kohls charge card, but it may vary from store to store or manager to manager or even cashier to cashier. Over here they have department specific codes, so I always just go ahead and add those to my wallet, and if I scan them and they don't work, that's okay. I was trying all month to get this $10 off 40 bras and panties to work. I do know that I was buying more than $40 worth of Warner's and Olga's, and it never worked. So I'm pretty sure this did not work on clearance. That's one of the things I'm finding is that clearance items are excluded quite a bit. So we're going to do Hot 20 and go ahead and add that to our wallet. You can do this on your mobile app or on the website. It's pretty much the same instructions on the website, but if you're on your app, you go to Add to Wallet, type in the name Hot 20, hit enter, and then it will show up in your wallet. Because I did this one before the active date of the 20th, it shows that it's in the future. If you can use the coupon code in-store and online, it's going to just say in-store and online. And if it's online only, it will just say online only. You can also scan in your Just to You rewards, your Kohls Cash. You can scan in physical gift cards. That makes it handy. You know, you can have everything in one place. I do not do the Raise gift cards here only because I do them electronically, so they're in my Raise app, and I don't know if I can scan in the electronic gift cards from the Raise app over to this one. It's not that big just to flip over to the other app really quick when I'm checking out anyway, so it's not like it would save me any time. Now these coupon codes, if you aren't finding them on this website, you know, I follow Facebook groups and stuff, and sometimes people will post the codes there. They show up in my email. They send me text messages so you can get the codes there. So there's a lot of ways to find these codes, not just going to that website. That's not the end-all be-all place. So I like to load up these codes, and then they're in my little wallet, and when I go to check out, I just have them scan whichever ones we can use. Sometimes I'll just scan them all and see what hits. I usually have about 2 to 4 in there, so it's not like a whole lot or anything. Here are some additional ways that you can save. So 10 extra bonus points when you log into the mobile app when you're connected. So there you go. And you have to be connected to the Kohls Wi-Fi. So that's why I always automatically connect in there. I get 10 bonus points, and it all adds up. You can earn 50 bonus points when you download the first time to the mobile app. So if you're just getting into Kohls, you want to think about that. You want to maximize all your points there. If you sign up for the mobile alerts, you're going to get a 15% off coupon automatically. When you do your charge purchase, you're going to get 25 to 35% off when you do your first purchase. The other day I was at the store and I think it was at 30%. And then you get another when your card arrives in the mail. And if you are a senior, every Wednesday you can get an automatic 15% off as well. Let's talk about resale permits for a minute. I have seen mixed reviews on people using them and not using them at Kohl's. Some sellers have said that they just go back to customer service and they check out back there, they use their resale permit back there, and there's no problems whatsoever. Others, like myself, have been told that Kohl's does not accept them, period. They cannot do them, they don't accept them, they're not going to honor them, etc. This is exactly from Kohls.com on how to purchase tax-free. It goes through the steps on how you could do that. And then it says down here, please be advised that resale tax exemptions will not be honored, as Kohl's does not sell to individuals or dealer for the purpose of resale to others. So their website says they won't. Now, I've also had some issues online with online arbitrage. I have had an order canceled. The quantity that I was trying to purchase was 10. It was 10 pairs of shoes, and my order got canceled. When I called customer service and I asked politely why my order got canceled, they said that they do not sell for the purpose of reselling, that they are not a warehouse, that they don't do that, and that quantity had flagged that as a resale type of quantity, and so they did not do that. For other people that do a lot of online arbitrage with Kohl's, the word of mouth is a quantity of 5 or lower, and anything will not flag their system. But don't quote me. If you do flag their system too much, you can get 86'd from the store, just like Target. They will shut you down and not allow you to purchase from them anymore. When I am checking out at Kohl's, I do not bring up reselling. I don't say that I'm reselling. I don't try to use my resale certificate because they have made it clear that they do not take it in my area. So if you are allowed to use yours in your area, that's great. If you were unsure, I would suggest maybe calling and talking to a manager, and then that way they don't see you with a cartload of stuff trying to do it. You don't have that potential of wasting hours of time of trying to get inventory and then being told to get out of the store. And just, feel it out and see if you can use it or you can't use it. The worst that can happen is they tell you, no, you can't, and then you've found out your answer. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Kohl's is not super resale friendly. Online will get you flagged if you do try to order too much online, so be aware of that. And then stores, it seems to vary from store to store whether you can or not. Let's talk about Kohl's credit card. Credit cards in general can be great for inventory if you use them and pay them off and do not accrue interest. You're going through a lot of work to get all these discounts, and then if you pay 20-30% in interest, that kind of defeats the purpose. So when you sign up for your Kohl's credit card, you will get an initial big percentage off, and then after that you get additional percentage offs when you use your Kohl's charge card. The other day when I was at the store, they said it was 30 or 35% for the first time, and then it's like 15-20% after that. So if you're thinking of doing this charge card and you're pretty confident you're going to do it, you want to do your first one on the biggest order that you can do, because it's going to be the most off. The other discount you get is if you spend $600 a year, you will become a most valued customer. $600 per year is really easy to do if you're reselling, and then those MVCs are going to receive at least six more offers throughout the year. So that's great additional perks for you to use that card. So we have been shopping clearance. We have our discount codes. You may have a Kohl's credit card, and now we are ready to stack even more savings by using a discounted gift cards. I go through Raise. You can go through Raise.com or the app. This is a screenshot from the app. But if you're not happy with Raise, you can do eBay, you can do Gift. There's a lot of other discounted card websites out there. I'm most familiar with Raise. I like it. It works really good. I've had good service and stuff with it. And then if you use Ebates on top of that, you will get an additional 1% cash back. So Ebates is kind of neat. You go to your Ebates app or on the website, you click the store you want to buy from, and then there'll be a little button like this that just says shop that store, and you'll be sent right to that app or website, and then you do your purchase and you'll get a 1% cash back. So if you're buying online through Kohl's, go to the Ebates and you will get an additional cash back reward straight through that. So Kohl's is on there, Raise is on there. There's a bunch of other stores that are linked up with the Ebates that will get you your 1% cash back or more. Sometimes it's better. Okay, so with Raise.com or the Raise app, you just type in Kohl's, and then this is kind of what it looks like. You can bring up, you can search for cards that are, within a price range, and I just, see what hits first because it will sort by best discount first. So we've got 6.9% off, 6.9% off, 6 off, 5.8. This one's only worth $25. We've got a $130 at $195 at $200. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you a bit later, is I'm going to look at how much money I need, and then I'm going to go ahead and buy the digital coupons right there in the store. It takes, I'll say, less than 3 minutes to go through, process, and be added to your app. So you may not want to do it while you're checking out, but you can do it a little bit ahead of time and get these gift cards while you're right in the store. Now I have had them, I think the longest one took was like 10 minutes. So just be aware that sometimes it's instantaneously. I've had it go as quick as 30 seconds, maybe a minute, all the way up to 10 minutes. But it is pretty darn quick with the digital delivery. That's what you want to look for. These ones say digital delivery. Some will say in the mail, like 3 to 7 days shipping. So I don't want to get those when I'm in the store. But if you are planning ahead, then that's fine. You can get them in the mail. Now I did try the mail one out. The shipping was fine. I got the cards were delivered, but they all had 0 balance. So I do recommend Raise with the digital. With the physical cards, I have not had a good experience yet, and I did create a case and it's pending right now. So just be aware that there is that chance. All right, so if I were going to need about $400, I'd go ahead and click these two, add them to my cart, go ahead and check out. You want to keep monitoring this because you do want to get the 6.9. I've seen it all the way up 7.3, maybe 8.1, and I've seen it as low as 2 or 3%. At Walmart the other day, I think it was like 1% off, and I needed to buy a $500 card, so it wasn't really that great. But with Kohl's, it seems to be pretty good. Same with Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. The electronic ones seem to be very good. All right. Kohls Cash. Let's talk a little bit about Kohls Cash. Like everything, there is rules to Kohls Cash. You can only use 4 Kohls Cash per transaction. I have not tried to do more than this, and so I don't know if that's if the computer at Kohl's will cut you off after 4, or if the cashier is supposed to know that you're only supposed to redeem 4. You can probably always split your transactions. If you say you had 8, split your order into about 2, and then that way you can use all your cash that day. Your Kohls Cash will deduct before your % off, as we talked about earlier. And then if you make returns, then you will lose $10 Kohls Cash for every $50 pre-tax increment dropped. So that is something to know as well. All right. Here's some numbers, and again, this is pulled from that one website that's linked down below. I love it. But first up over here is the schedule this year for all the Kohls Cash and when you can redeem. So we've got a system of running and then redemption. Today is, what are we on? June 26th. So I've got, it's starting up a new week of Kohls Cash, and that will be good to go shopping June 1st through June 7th. Now, Kohls Cash is good up to 10 days after expiration. So let's say that it expired on the 7th. You can use it up to July 17th. That is proven. Proven that expired Kohls Cash is still redeemable. I have done it once in my life. I don't suggest making a habit out of it because they could change their policy at any time, or they could just say no to you if they want to be strict in the store. So keep that in mind. All right, for qualifying purchases, this is a nice little breakdown. If you have a 30% off promo or a 20% off promo, I usually have the 20%. So I need to spend $60 minus my 28%. I'm sorry, minus my 20% will get me $48, and I will earn $10 Kohls Cash. So if you're trying to optimize your Kohls Cash and you're like, your total and you're debating on something, knowing this can be good. This is a little bit, it's nice to know, but I honestly, with all the other numbers going on, this is kind of the least of my worries to maximize my Kohls Cash. Now that we have been stacking up our discounts and our coupons, let's talk about cost of goods really quick. We need to keep an accurate cost of goods for several reasons. It doesn't matter if you are an online store or a brick and mortar, you want to know how much something costs you. So if you run advertisement or clearance or you're running a repricer, you know how low you can go and still make money. You want to know that cost of goods and as accurately as you can. Now I've seen a few ways this is done, but I use Inventory Lab, which is an Amazon inventory management system, and it comes with the app Scoutify, and that's what I'm going to walk through today because that's pretty common in Amazon sellers here. And I do a buy list, and that's how I keep track of my cost of goods. I have seen other people use Google Sheets, spreadsheets, etc. I've even seen people work it into the SKU, and you could make a custom SKU, and I've seen people do that very well as well for both Amazon and for eBay. If I were going to do that for this one, I could do something like Kohls-06-2119-Maidenform-7.74, something like that, just to keep track of how much I paid for it if I wanted to look at it, you know, and see how old the item was or how much I paid for it. Okay, for Kohls and for cost of goods, I keep track of the basics. I don't work in my Ebates discount, and I don't work in my Kohls Cash. I've seen people that work in their Kohls Cash, and there's a few ways to do that, either by the receipt or maybe taking a percentage off. I've seen some people that just use their Kohls Cash for personal shopping and call it a perk of the business, and that's great. For myself, I don't use it because I kind of want to make sure that with my repricer and my performance, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the repricing, and I'm looking at how well something performs if I want to continue to source that item. I don't work in the Kohls Cash. I use the Kohls Cash for business, but I don't take that off. So in Inventory Lab, in the Scoutify, as I'm going through and I'm scanning things and adding them to my buy list, I will go ahead and set up my default rates at the beginning. So if I know I'm going to use a 20% off Kohls discount, I'll type in 20% there. If I know I'm going to pay tax, I will go ahead and put the tax in there. I leave my shipping rate at 50 cents per pound. That's pretty accurate. I've done several cases where I've calculated out the shipping. I know on bras I'm doing a little bit better because bras are pretty light and you can ship quite a bit. But overall, my average business cost has been between 43 and 47 cents a pound, give or take. Okay, what I like about the buy list here is it will tell me the total that I'm spending, and in this case, it was right around $1,000. So when I'm getting ready to check out at the store, I can check this total item cost, and I will know how much gift card money I need. So about 10 minutes before I want to check out, I'm going to look at this, and if I see $1,000, I'm going to go ahead and go to Raise, get $1,000 worth of gift cards, and I will be ready to go. So I do like that. Now, with these sales tax, discount rate, shipping rate, etc., factored in, it factors into these costs. So I can tell you right now that none of the clearance tags said $774, $369. They are always like $760, $740. You know, this was probably $360 or $340, and so it does calculate in here with these default rates. So you can go ahead and see if something's going to be profitable in the store and get a fairly accurate amount. So let's move on. Once I get this all loaded up and I've paid, etc., I'm going to go ahead and hit this little button, and I send that file to myself, and I download that file, and I go ahead and I look it over again just to make sure everything's good to go, and you can make tweaks at it at that point. So let's talk about that. Here is what that file looks like, that buy list looks like downloaded. I did take out the ASIN and the title for video purposes. Some of the things I commonly change is the sales tax and the discount rate. That day shopping, my sales tax, I thought it was going to be 9.9 and it turns out it was 8.6, so I just fixed that after looking on the receipt. And then I did think that I was going to get a better discount, and it turns out that I didn't have a discount code for that day. It was just unfortunate, but I did have my Raise gift card discount of 7%, so I went ahead and added that and reflected that into there. Now, some other things that I do sometimes change is if I notice it needs an expiration date, you can put an expiration date in there. Because whatever you scan saves to the next item in terms of supplier and condition, there's been times where I've been out at, say, Goodwill scanning used books, and I've added those, and then I go and I do some retail arbitrage, and I forget to change it to new and forget to change the store name, so you can change that easily in this file as well. Once in a while I'll change quantity. I don't rarely ever change cost per unit or list price, and same with ASIN or title. You can delete an entire thing out though if you need to do that. So that's nice. I just look over this list before importing it into Inventory Lab. Just make sure that the sales tax is right, my discount codes are right, everything looks like it's from the right store, etc., so that I have as accurate files as I can. This is a snapshot inside of Inventory Lab of one of the many reports and things you can do with Inventory Lab. So just for purposes of this video, to show you how important cost of goods is and accuracy when looking at your inventory, I've gone to FBA sales. This is the last 30 days. Under title, I just typed in Olga. So these are the Olga bras that I've sold in the last 30 days. So I've sold 6 Olga bras in the last 30 days. My average profit per sale was $10. This tells me that Olga is pretty good. I want to continue sourcing this brand. If you look at the ROI, I've got 10% up to 219%. So now I don't know what's going on with this 10% one. I only made $1.20. After I get my inventory to the warehouse, about once a week I go in and I put everything into my repricer. So at that time I kind of look at what's going on again. So do I have a lot of competition? Do I just want to dump the product? Am I incurring long-term storage fees? Do I need to run a sale on it, etc.? So there's a lot of things that go into this. But overall, you can go into your inventory with Inventory Lab. You can look at sales based on store, based on ASIN, based on keyword search, etc. And that will help you look and see, where do you want to spend your efforts for sourcing going forward with your business? What's performing well, what's not, what do you have access to, what do you don't? I really like bras. I've been liking bras over the last couple of months. They've been very profitable for me, so I am liking them. And yeah, you can see here that I've made a little bit of money off of Olga bras this last month. The last program that I have to talk about and last slide that I have for you guys is the Kohl's Yes to You reports program, and it's pretty passive. Once you log into your account and do your shopping online through your account, or you give the person your phone number or scan your card or wallet at the store, you are automatically going to be earning these points. And what it is you get 1 point for every dollar you spend, and then every 100 points you get a $5 Yes to You reward certificate in your email. These can be redeemed the following month after they are earned, and they expire in about 30 days. So you have to check your email for these points. Mine show up in my spam folder, so I definitely need to keep my eyes out for them and flag them because I don't want to miss them, but it's essentially 5% back, so every little bit adds up. Now once you get these emails, you can open up your email on your phone and have the cashier scan it there. You can add it to your wallet on your app or on your computer. Take the codes and scan it into your wallet, just like we did the other codes. Or you can just print out the email and they can scan it at the store too. That works as well. That wraps up all of our Kohl's discounts and cashback rewards for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to me, I would love to have you as a subscriber. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. And until next time, you guys have a great time shopping at Kohl's. Don't forget to stack all those discounts and coupons up for maximum savings. Good luck. Happy shopping.